Welcome back, everyone. Today we're going to take a quick run through of another mixed media piece with a character, a figure. So I'm going to start right in on the video. A lot of you have told me you like just starting right in and not talking at the beginning, so I listen to all you viewers. So we're starting today putting down some walnut ink on 140-pound cold press paper. That's generally my go-to paper on these videos. So once again, I'm not paying too much attention to exactly where I'm going yet, just experimenting with the inks I'm using. And this is an acrylic ink with the walnut ink. Today I'm going to stick with a cool color composition, so I'm going to be using just the brown, the brown of the walnut ink along with the blue ink, and I'm bringing in some white ink to kind of try to blend this together. Here's the plastic bottle I often use, and just pulling the paint across, and you can see the streaks and the textures and the line that results in this method. After this initial run through, I go back to my ink again. I would like to add some more differentiation, some different shapes. And this part of the mixed media piece, I'm often just thinking about the shapes, the colors. I'm not going in any particular direction yet. Wherever you're at today, I hope this is helping you relax. You can either join along if you are making something, or you can just listen. I enjoy talking to all the viewers out there, and here we are with the plastic bottle again, just kind of pulling the ink around the paper, trying to make different shapes and different things perhaps I can tap into as I start my other image that I will bring in here shortly. In one of my previous videos, I talked about the balancing act and how to balance images. Even with the water bottle here, I am thinking about balancing all sides of the composition. I have some hard edges, but I also have some soft edges, and that's what the water bottle is able to give me. And then I'll sometimes take the brush in and kind of guide the water in certain areas that also gives some kind of asymmetrical balance to it. Coming back in here with the walnut ink, and I've got this going on the left-hand side. I'm going to just keep it there, and here it is dried, and I'm bringing in some of the acrylic ink once again to kind of meet up with the walnut. I think most of the images I make on this channel resemble a landscape to begin with, and even now there's elements of that to this as I kind of mix and match the blue acrylic ink with the walnut. I'm just kind of letting the walnut and acrylic ink bleed into one another, and I guess at the top of this picture it kind of resembles a bit of a tree line, maybe suggests that, but like I said, I could go in that direction, but today I'm not going to take it fully into a landscape, and I'm going to show you here when I'm going to start with a figure, but we'll keep going here. And so for this entire first part of this video, I've stuck only with three colors: the walnut ink, the blue acrylic ink, and the white. And it has different tones, though. As you can see with the dried part, you can layer it and get certain areas darker, certain areas lighter. And I think we're going to leave this right here. Okay, the image has dried, and now I'm going to come in with my chalk pastel. And as I told you earlier, I'm going to go in with figure drawing. So I'm drawing this completely from memory, and so I'm thinking about all the past faces I've drawn over my lifetime, and that always comes into play. This is going to have just a contour line to it to begin with, and so I'm bringing the two eyes. I'm going to bring the nose in, and I found proportionally, if I bring in the eyes, the nose, and the mouth, that usually yields better results than trying to draw the oval first. And I'm going to bring hair into this as well, so you can see the face coming together fairly quickly. The background landscape automatically yields a certain amount of expression to this and gives it a mood. I've also made several videos about how to establish a mood in one of your compositions. But here I'm just, once again, keeping it as a contour drawing to start, trying to get all the lines in, trying to cover the entire page. And I'm going to strengthen some of these lines around the eyes. By bringing the eyebrows a little upward tilt, it sort of gives a sense of expression of sadness or melancholia or seriousness. But really, the eyes definitely are a way to guide your viewer into some sort of expression you want to go into. At the end of the day, drawing is about seeing shapes, and I've had many students ask me so many technical questions about drawing, but if you can break it down to the point where you can start seeing faces, objects, landscapes as shapes, and drawing them that way, you won't be as overwhelmed. I think most people are overwhelmed in drawing to start with because you're trying to see something literally for what it is instead of trying to break it down. But even in this drawing, I tried to break the entire piece down into the shapes of the eyes, the nose, the mouth, and now I'm just kind of going back into it, maybe strengthening some of the line I've done, and I will begin to blend some of this out. I think memory drawing forces you to develop a style. I think a style develops no matter what. If you are not using a photo reference or if you are looking at someone, you will start to get an expression. Now, that may not be for everyone, but as I've gotten older, I definitely like to go in this direction just because it gives me something I'm not used to. Predictability always kind of wrecks it for me. So going in this direction, I'm always satisfied because I'm not tied to any photo reference. I'm not tied to anything except for my hands and what I'm drawing. Definitely two of my influences when I was growing up were the blue and rose periods by Pablo Picasso. I felt, for me personally, those were the images that most appealed to me as a young artist, and the expressions he could get just with very few lines were always inspirational to me. So I probably still take some of that with me as I do work today. So who are your drawing influences? If you can, drop some comments in the box below, and I'd like to hear what everyone else has to say about some of their early influences. As I've talked about in previous videos, the merging of abstraction with realism is something I've absolutely been working on for much of my life, and it continues to guide what I do. But how do you feel about abstraction, and how do you feel about merging a realism into your works? With the chalks I'm using here, I've used 3 or 4 different kinds of blues, I think, maybe 2 to 3, and a couple of kinds of browns, and some very light blue chalk on the hair. It looks like white, but actually it's a light blue. And I'm just kind of thickening up these hands here with the intermediate blue that I chose. I'm going to bring that a little bit into the hair as well. Okay, here we have a close-up version now for you to see. And I've gone in, you can see I've added some more shading to the image. I've taken my pencil stumps and kind of blended that in, but I've also made darker lines. Here I am going back in with the acrylic ink to bring some more mark making. Gives us a little bit of contrast with the figure against the background. And I'm going to bring some further shading. If you have chalk pastel, you can just take water, you can blend it in, make it a wet pastel. And here I am going around the eyes. This heaviness brings a more sense of seriousness, maybe a little more drama to the image. Definitely brings contrast out more than what I started with the contour drawing. So you can see how just shading can really give a great deal of drama to your image just from that basic start. Okay, if you liked the video today, please please subscribe, please comment. And here's kind of a more overall version of the final piece. And I hope everyone has a great weekend coming up, if it's a weekend you're watching this. And I will see you all next time. Take care, everyone.